Hello, family. Thank you for coming over to the house tonight. And just kick off your shoes and relax your feet. Party on down to the SK beat. We're kicking. Just kicking. Just kicking. Okay, you don't come to another episode where we're going to be asking the question of, why you telling my business? Don't be telling my business. Why not? Because a can and a can, a can, and a wheel. Now we're off to... Hello, fam. Thank you for coming back to the house. And hopefully you all have had a beautiful Sunday. Okay? But as you can see, who's the topic of discussion today? Now, for me, I just feel like he need to shut up. He need to shut up, and hopefully they don't come for him, later. Sooner or later, they're going to get him too. But let's just listen to what he had to say. Why don't we? Okay?
Have been floating all over the news all week. It became difficult to watch. The atrocious, degrading, demeaning, debauchery. I know who it was, but I saw my daughters, and it made me angry. It made me angry. And I thought, if it affected me like that as a man, how much more is that image a trigger for women who have been through that, who are currently going through that, who are in the middle of that, who feel trapped? Some of you need to understand. If you got a rage you can't control, if you have an emotional problem, a mental health issue, where you're bipolar, you gotta get some help, dude. If you're into substance abuse and it turns you into a weapon, you gotta get some help. It triggered me as a father. I knew that wasn't my daughter's laying there, but it seemed like it was. I got mad, like it was me. Men, we gotta care when somebody kicks you and stomps you and beats you. Nobody deserves to be treated like that. It's gonna take us to stand up. It's gonna take us to speak out. It's gonna take us to say something. Until men start speaking up and saying enough is enough, there's not gonna be the change that we need. When I saw the images that have been floating all over the news all week, it became difficult to watch. The atrocious, degrading, demeaning, debauchery. I know who it was, but I saw my daughters, and it made me angry. It made me angry. And I thought, if it affected me like that as a man, how much more is that image a trigger for women who have been through that, who are currently going through that, who are in the middle of that, who feel trapped? Some of you need to understand. If you got a rage you can't control, if you have an emotional problem, a mental health issue, where you're bipolar, you gotta get some help, dude. If you're into substance abuse and it turns you into a weapon, you gotta get some help. It triggered me as a father. I knew that wasn't my daughter's laying there, but it seemed like it was. I got mad, like it was me. Men, we gotta care when somebody kicks you and stomps you and beats you. Nobody deserves to be treated like that. It's gonna take us to stand up. It's gonna take us to speak out. It's gonna take us to say something. Until men start speaking up and saying enough is enough, there's not gonna be the change that we need.
Okay, as you can tell, I played it twice for the people in the back that didn't get it. It just flew over their heads. But I'm like, okay, don't let me see a video where you are chastising P. Diddy, or trying to talk with him to see why that happened, and could you have done it better? Because anyway, that interview that when I interviewed that when he came out and made a public statement on his platform, he had no remorse. I mean, he just looked like a dead soul, a soulless person. He's just like, okay, I was told I need to do this to protect my image, and I'm gonna go out here. I'm gonna say did that in the third, and at least I came out and I took accountability. Well, I'm like, no, you didn't. You didn't take accountability. You're not gonna do right because that's not in your nature. Now I'm gonna allegedly say this, but I really believed in my heart it was true. You are a devil worshiper. So how can you have pity? How can you have empathy? How can you have sympathy for what you did? Because it shows in your eyes. Somebody made you do this. Somebody made you come on your platform and just put that statement out there. Now you got people like TD Jakes trying to ride for you. Because that's what he's going to do. And he has no reason to counsel you in any shape, form, or fashion. Yes, you need counseling. Yes, you need therapy and probably med management. Okay? And it needs to be done by somebody you don't even know. Someone that can't be biased. I don't know if you want to go. It really doesn't matter what race you can seek help for your anger. I have anger issues too. But not to the fact that I'm going to put my hands on somebody because, well, it could be family, and then again, they kind of try to sue you too. But you don't want to actually put your hands on somebody because it's an assault and you're going to jail. And if you don't have the money to get the bail, you shouldn't do it. I mean, it could be locked up in your mind because, like I said, I do want to do work on people too. And I be coming really close to it because, like I said, I got a little anger management thing going on too. I don't like foolishness. When you get in your 50s, you don't want to deal with no foolishness. You don't want to create no foolishness. You just want peace. See what I'm saying? And to me, P. Diddy, he's not at peace. He if you've seen if you've seen a video where I think he had on blue or black type of, stretch shirt, it was like maybe, he can work out in it. He was sitting over there throwing stuff, messing up stuff, hollering and getting up. It looked like he wanted to put hands on somebody, but it was just, he was calling himself a savage. And I'm like, you an animal. You a beast. You need to be dealt with. And I ain't going to say, unalived or anything like that. But you are the worst of the worst. Okay? That's how I look at it. I think you should be counseled on all functions. And what are your kids thinking about? How can your kids go to school? I hope they private. I hope they, I'm telling them this tongue tied. I hope that you homeschool them. Because the pressures, even though they probably going to not an Ivy League school, but a prep school where, you're paying thousands of dollars for them to go, a year to get that education and, move up in the world holding, leadership positions. You know what I'm saying? But they gotta go to college. Sometimes you can do your entrepreneurship and build your own business, which, they should. They have the means to do so. They don't have to necessarily go to college, okay? But if that's what they want to do, let it be done. But, I don't know. Diddy money might be dwindling because I'm pretty sure if anybody had a heart that was doing business dealings with him, they need to pull out. Because you don't want that type of person using your brand and you got him as a spokesperson. No. Not in this shining town of Atlanta, Georgia, and all the way around the 52 states, okay? I mean, it's just horrible. I just don't see how you can come back from that. You know what I'm saying? He's talking about he's taking accountability and, he's trying to get a hold of his anger issue. What can you tell us, son, from 2016? What have you done to correct your actions that you did on Cassie? Probably the first time y'all got together. Okay? Kim Porter know what you was all about and what you were going to do and who you sacrificed, in the midst of, business dealings.
She made a mistake. She should have not have told anybody that she was writing a tell-all book about the industry and P. Diddy being a viper, because that's pretty much what he was, a viper. Unhuman. Doing dirty work like that. I'm saying, if you're going to come out trying to chase somebody, come out in your clothes or come out in a robe. Don't come out in no towel. Are you kidding me? Don't nobody want to see your ding-a-ling, your penis. Don't nobody want to see all that. But it's that rage that was in you that I'm pretty sure came from your master, which is Satan. It was just, you just had to get her. You had to just, what if you would have killed her? They say you can't be prosecuted for something that was done in 2016. But what if you killed her? Would there have been another? Could we take another look at? Could you be prosecuted? And then T.D. Jakes up there saying he saw his daughters. But you are allegedly, you went to his freak offs where everything was going on. Orgies, animals, men, women with animals. You get where I'm going? Men on men, women on women, women and two men, two women and a man. You know what I'm saying? Just a lot of stuff that's just like deploratory. Is that a word? Is that a word, y'all? Deploratory. Well, I just made it up. Okay, I just saw it as an assault. It was a vicious attack on another human being, and justice must be served. But then something came into my mind. James Brown had a song, "It's a Man's World," but I think it was something about, but it wouldn't be what it is without, a woman being strong behind him. But that's the only thing that led in my mind. It's a man's world. So that means men are always going to dominate us. Not me, but I'm just, putting it as, an all-inclusive type gender thing where men aren't being held accountable for beating on women. Now this is, it go way back. Hell, it probably go back into the 30s. You know what I'm saying? What was a feminist act developed or we call it established? Anybody know? Put it down in the comments. But we ain't nobody punching bag. If you need to work off some anger, go to the gym. You know what I'm saying? Beat up on all that equipment. But don't come home with your spouse or your girlfriend and take everything out on her by beating the shit out of her. That's not right. And these statutory limitations, well, hell, why did they put Bill Cosby in jail? And these women came forward 20 years later. Hers was only, Cassie was only 8 or 9 years in. But these women that Bill Cosby allegedly was supposed to have drugged, sexually attacked them, that's just crazy all the way around. Where are your values, your morals, and your religion? Because I'm pretty sure each religion has tolerance for, you can't do this and you can't do that, or you going to hell. Okay? And maybe that's what he need to be with his dad. Usher, I put Usher up there too. He may not have beat anybody, but he was going around giving somebody stuff that they didn't want. And it wasn't no present. It was nothing good. And he sat up there on the war show, saying he had to thank the devil. But then he tried to clean it up, but what? No. You don't have to clean it up for us, because we knew what you meant. We actually knew what you meant. And that Met Gala, that ain't nothing but another form of a lot of things happening that are devilish. If you don't know, look it up. It ain't just about all these freaky costumes they be wearing and all that. That's all just a setup. Okay, just a setup for what's gonna be deploratory. Is that a word, y'all? I keep wanting to use it. Sound good. But it's just a horrible, horrible thing. Horrible thing Cassie went through. I'm like, that girl could have been dead. The Lord must be covering her. Because she could have been. How he was kicking her, she got some ribs broken, I'm sure. or displaced. And for the life of me, I just don't understand why she didn't come forward. Even come forward when she was marrying or had married her husband. It should have been some comfort, some loyalty there, and some loving there, that he would be there for her. But she needed to do it now. You know what I'm saying? In the year that they got married. Okay? I'm sure she, what do you call it? Informed him of what happened to her and what kind of man he really is. But I don't know. Who am I? I'm just making a perspective. I'm just making an observation. So y'all get down in those comments and y'all let me know what y'all felt about this situation. Should he still be tried for it or not?